everybody, welcome back to another Sunday with Steve. I got some easy ones for you today. We're going to go back to doing a couple things. I told you last week about my vegetables that I'm growing outside, and I was going to show you pictures and I forgot all about it. So here's a couple pictures of my zucchini patch, because that's the one that's really doing super well. And I went out the other day and I started looking to see what was going on, and that's what I got so far. I know early in the season we got some zucchini already, but I start mine from seeds. I always start from seeds. Some people buy the plants in the garden supply places. I don't. I start with seeds in April, in the house, indoors. And then once they start to sprout, whatever, I get them into pots. And then as soon as I know that no danger of frost, I get them outside. And this year, like I said, we did this bigger garden. So anyway, I got a bunch of zucchini, so I wanted to do something with them. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did, or maybe a month or two ago, I did stuffed zucchini boats. We did those taco zucchini boats. Remember, those were really good, but I'm not going to do that again. So I thought, let's do something just kind of snacky, appetizery. We're going to do something a little healthier too. We're going to do zucchini fries, but we're going to bake them instead of deep frying them. I know I'd much rather have them deep fried, and I'm sure you would too. But we'll try to do it a little healthier. So what I'm going to do is take 4 of my zucchini here. So let me just pick these 4. Oh, I also have a yellow squash. 4 zucchini and a squash so far, or 5 zucchini. And a lot more on the way. So we'll be doing some other zucchini recipes, okay? So what you're going to do is wash them real good. That's always the most important thing. And then you're just going to cut them into basically nice fry size pieces. So I would half them, and then half them, and then half them, you know what I mean? Half it this way, and then cut them like that. So you get these almost like steak fry kind of nice pieces, okay? So I'm going to cut all these up, and I'll be right back to tell you what to do next. Okay, so I got my zucchini all cut up here into these nice pieces. I just did 3 instead of 4. I was going to do 4 zucchini, but I think that's a good amount. We've never tried this one before, so for our first time, I guess before we waste all our zucchini, we should try it first. I'm just spraying with some non-stick spray, a cookie sheet here. Okay, what I'm going to do next, take 2 egg whites, okay, just the whites, and a half a cup of whole milk. And I'm just going to whisk that together really good, okay? That's going to be half of our dipper, because we got to dip these and coat them, okay? And the thing with this one, like I said, a lot of people bake them to make them a little healthier. Since you're doing a healthy item with zucchini, it's better for you than potatoes if you're doing, fries or whatever. But I'm just hoping when we bake them, they get crispy, because I don't want some like flimsy zucchini stick. I mean, that's lame. I don't want that, which they'd be crispy if I fried them. But the other reason why I'm doing this today too, why am I turning my oven on in June? It's so hot in here. Is because for our dessert today, I'm going to do that miracle peanut butter cookie. It's just 4 ingredients. That's all it is, and it's super low carb and sugar free, and it's perfect. So I haven't made them in a long time, and I want to try them with that new Swerve, because I've made them before with, one of the other sugar substitute things, and they're good, but I want to try them with this Swerve now, since that's my new favorite go-to thing. Okay, I have a cup of seasoned panko breadcrumbs and a cup of Parmesan cheese. So these are going to have this really nice, cheesy kind of Italian-esque flavor to them. That's why they better be nice and crispy. Now, because we're doing it with the breadcrumbs that are seasoned and everything else in the Parm cheese, for dippers, you could either do a marinara sauce, which I haven't decided yet what I want to do. Marinara sauce, or maybe a nice chunky blue cheese dressing. It depends on how you want to go, hot or cold. These are going to be hot, so hot into cold blue cheese dressing. I think I'm leaning towards that way, but we'll see when we get there. Okay, so that's all mixed together. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're basically just going to dip your zucchini into your milk egg thing, breadcrumb, onto your tray, okay? So here, I'll put a couple in there. So we got 3 pieces of zucchini. Toss those in. You can just kind of toss them around so you don't have to get your hands all dirty. But that's the fun in cooking, is getting your hands all dirty. Okay, and you might want to press your zucchini just to make sure you really get a nice coating. Okay, and then just lay them onto your baking sheet. Just like that. Hey, I lost one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's all you do for these. So let me get these done, and I'll be right back when we're putting these in the oven. I'll tell you the times and temps and all that, but start preheating 425. Now, you're going to find, as you're doing this, that the breadcrumb mixture and cheese mixture, as you're doing it, as you're going along, it starts to, at some point, because you're dipping the wet into the dry, it starts to get clumpy, and it doesn't seem like it's coating as much as you'd like it to. So do the best you can to kind of press it onto there, and then once you have them all laid out, go back and take some of the leftover crumbs, because you'll have a little bit left over. And what you can do is you can just sprinkle some on the top of the zucchini, because that's cheese and stuff in there is going to melt and help to coat these, okay? Press them onto the ones that you think maybe didn't get enough of a coating, okay? So 425 oven. 25-30 minutes. Keep your eye on it because you don't want to burn them, but you definitely want them to be nice and crispy and golden brown. Okay? More cheese. See? Just sprinkle it back on. I'll get this cleaned up, get that in the oven, and in that half hour, we're going to make this cookie dough and get it sheeted up so we can go right into the oven from here. If you're going to turn your oven on, you might as well get double duty out of it, alrighty? So we'll be right back for the peanut butter cookie. 4 ingredients. Super easy. Be right back. We're back. Zucchini's in the oven, okay? Watch how fast this is. We're gonna have this ready to go, plate scooped and dropped and on our cookie sheet, ready to go when that other thing comes out. It's gonna be that fast. I have a cup of peanut butter. Now you can use whatever kind you like. If you like chunky, use chunky. If you like smooth, use smooth. If you want something organic, use organic, I'm guessing. I don't know if there's a difference in which one you use. You know, some of the organic ones are kind of runny, so I don't know if that would make a difference in the texture of this dough or this batter. I don't know, we'll have to see. So a cup of peanut butter, a cup of your sweetener. It asked for a little bit more. It said 1 1/3 cups. But I find these artificial sweeteners to be so sweet that you don't really, that you can kind of scale it back a bit. So I'm only doing a cup rather than 1 1/3 cup. Okay? Of our swerve is what we're using. I have 1 egg and I have a teaspoon of vanilla. That's it! Isn't that amazing? These are a pretty darn good peanut butter cookie. I've had them before, but never with swerve, so we're going to see how it works with that. Just going to mix this up into a nice smooth batter. And then it becomes like, almost like a sugar cookie dough. It's like crumbly. I'll show you in a sec. You know what I mean? It's just like a regular like cookie dough, like sugar cookie dough. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is use my handy dandy cookie scoop. Get nice even portions, pack that in, and then just pop them out. Now, I was reading the directions. What you're supposed to do, the reason why it was 1 1/3 cup, you're supposed to put a cup of the sweetener into the dough, and then when these things come out, you're supposed to sprinkle the other 1/3 of a cup on top of these when they're hot. I guess to sweeten them up even more. I'm not doing that. So if you want to do that, you do that and write in the comments and tell me what you think. I'm just going to do it with just the sweetener in the cookie itself and see how they come out. So probably make 1 tray of cookies, which is perfectly fine because you make too many, you eat them all, you get a big glass of milk, and you eat the whole damn tray. That's what happens. So this is nice that it kind of makes 1 tray. So you can make them pretty quick. I mean, you saw how quick it is. It's 4 ingredients. You probably have all 4 ingredients if you have sugar substitute in your house that you bake with normally. Even if it's not the one I'm using, Swerve. If it's one of the other ones. an egg, some vanilla, and peanut butter. I mean, come on, everybody's got that stuff in their house. So you can whip up a batch of these right now. Try them for yourself while you're watching this. Probably by the time this video is done, they'll be coming out of the oven. Well, maybe not that fast, because this video ain't going to be that long. Alrighty, I'm babbling and scooping. So let me get these ready to go. We'll just wait another 14 minutes for our zucchini to be done, and we'll take those out and check them and see how they are. If they need to go a little bit longer than the half hour because they don't seem like they're crispy enough or whatever, then we'll leave them in a little longer. But I'll let you know when we come back later. Oh, after they come out, once you decide that your zucchini is done and you're going to take it out of the oven, drop your oven down to 350. Okay, these don't go in at 425, you'll burn them. Okay, 350, and then wait till your temperature drops in there, and then pop this tray of beauties in there. Oh, you know what? I just realized I'm making these nice mounded cookies. Classic peanut butter cookies are supposed to have those little train track marks on the top, right? So you just get a fork and push them down. There you go. Crisscross. Make your little crisscross one way and then the other way, because that's what a classic peanut butter cookie is supposed to have. Alrighty? So I'll be back in a few when these are ready to go in. Okay, so there's our zucchini fries. Okay? Now, I left them in for the half hour, and I found that they were crispy on the bottom, but the top seemed still kind of flimsy. So I flipped them over and put them back for another 5 minutes while the oven was cooling down to 350 for our cookies, which are now in there for 12 minutes. 350, 12 minutes for our cookies. Okay, so I'm just letting these, I mean, they're a little bit stiffer, but they don't seem, I know, like I said, if I would have fried them, see, they're okay, but they're not like a crispy, they're crispy from the breadcrumbs and the cheese. But the zucchini itself isn't real, like, crispy, you know? But great flavor with the cheese and the seasoned breadcrumbs. Okay, we'll let these cool down a little bit because they're still hot. I got these cute baskets, a little cup. Gonna do a little blue cheese and just spoon some of these. You go to any dollar store and get yourself some of these nice baskets. They're great in the summertime for outside because you just put a piece of parchment in there. When you're done, you just throw the parchment away, and there you go. You got your little basket, and it's great for like fish and chips. I think last year we got these is when we got these, and we used them for fish and chip day. You can use them for hot dogs, whatever you want. Okay, they got great use in the summertime. So I'm just going to put a bunch of these in each basket, let them cool down a little bit. We'll get some blue cheese. And we'll come back to dip them and show you our cookies when those come out too. Alright, be right back. Okay, so there's our peanut butter cookies. Just in time out of the oven. Now, be very careful because they're squishy, you know, like any cookie. You know, they're very, very soft. See, look, they're falling apart. I should probably let them sit. The only thing is I get nervous about, you know, what do I want to do? That's why I use parchment paper. I just get nervous about leaving them on a hot cookie sheet because what tends to happen is the bottoms continue to cook and then it burns. You know, you get these overly browned bottoms on your cookies. So let me just do that. Messing them up. I messed up a couple. Alright, so I messed up a couple. I should have let them sit a few minutes anyway. We're going to let these cool down. I put my zucchini in a basket with a little blue cheese dressing, like I said. See, they're kind of flimsy still, so maybe next time we'll definitely deep fry them. I know it takes all the health out of zucchini, but oh my god, they're really, really tender. I mean, so it's not like, you know, they're crunchy zucchini, like undercooked zucchini. The zucchini is definitely cooked through, and this coating on the outside is so good. And to dip it in the blue cheese, oh my god. Just as good, I'm sure, with marinara sauce, if that's your thing. I'm going to go sit down and continue eating these. It'd be a great side dish, too, for if you were doing like a whole dinner and you wanted some kind of a different vegetable side, there you go. And they're a little healthier because they're baked instead of fried. So that would be good. But to eat them as fries, you kind of want them a little crunchier and firmer. But just as good, so I don't care. And we got a lot more zucchini to come. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit when the cookies are cool. Get a glass of milk. We'll talk movies. And get on with it. Okay, so there's our peanut butter cookies. I'm anxious to try these, like I said, with this new sweetener. I've done it before with one of the other ones, and that's why I don't like the other sweeteners, because they have that bitter aftertaste, a lot of them. This one hasn't had that problem with anything I've made so far. So I'll eat the broken cookie first. Even better than I remember. And I didn't even do that extra third of a cup sprinkled on the hot cookies. I don't think you need to. I think it's plenty sweet enough. Alright, let's talk movies. So our first movie this week was All Quiet on the Western Front, 1930. This thing was really well done for its time and very gripping and grueling and just, ugh. I mean, you watch this movie and your heart just goes out to what these people must have went through, these soldiers back during the war. Really, really amazingly well done movie for 1930. One Best Picture, one Best Director. Something definitely to see. I don't know if it's something you'd watch over and over and over again. I mean, some movies like that are so, what's the word I'm looking for? They're so graphic that you watch it once and you're like, okay, really well done, but I don't know if I could watch this again. Anyway, our second movie that we watched was Amadeus. A lot more fun to watch. F. Murray Abraham won the Oscar for it. Tom Hulce plays Mozart. Great story, very well done. I mean, the costuming, the acting, it's just extremely well done movie. Even if you think that you won't like something, a movie like that, a biography about like classical musician, and watch it because the whole story, how the whole story plays out, really, really interesting, really well done. Like I said, we've seen that one before, and it was nice to watch it again, to revisit that one. Okay, let me grab another piece of cookie and tell you what we're watching this week. Number 52, counting down, 1953's From Here to Eternity. Burt Lancaster. This is that one that you see, you always see that movie clip of the guy and the girl running out of the ocean and they fall onto the beach and they start making out. Burt Lancaster, Frank Sinatra, not making out on the beach, just in the movie. I believe we've seen this one before, long time ago. Definitely watching this one again. We'll see what we think. Number 51, the last of our top 50 of our 100 list. 1940s, The Philadelphia Story. Never saw this one. I believe it's Katharine Hepburn and Jimmy Stewart, I think. Don't quote me. I didn't look to see who was in it. I just looked to see what our movie was. So, never seen it. This one I know I've never seen. So, it'll be fun to watch one that we know we've never seen and give you a review on that. Alrighty? Cookies, zucchini fries. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. You know, I was thinking, when I was making the thing and I said earlier about you could serve the zucchini fries with marinara sauce, I'm thinking next week, I don't think I've ever done on either show or any of my shows, just a basic marinara sauce and bolognese sauce. I'm running low on both of them. I make them myself and I put them in containers and I freeze them, so whenever I want sauce, I don't buy jars anymore. Grew up on eating jarred sauce. I know, don't say anything. But now I make my own. So maybe next week I'll show you those two recipes, two basics that you can use for all kinds of stuff, and do the same as me. Make a big batch, put them in containers, freeze them. Alright? Marinara bolognese next week. See you then.